that insight from Hong Kong. Now we move on to our next news. India has lodged a strong protest with China after an Indian citizen was detained at Shanghai airport in what New Delhi calls an arbitrary and unhelpful action. According to reports, the traveler is a UK-based woman born in Arunachal Pradesh who was told her Indian passport was invalid, held for 18 hours, and then prevented from boarding her onward flight to Japan. China claims Arunachal Pradesh, which it calls Jiangnan, as its own territory, a claim India firmly rejects. New Delhi says the incident violates international air travel conventions and undermines efforts by both sides to rebuild trust. Beijing insists the checks were conducted according to law. This comes as the two Asian giants cautiously try to mend ties after years of tension, including a deadly 2020 border clash in the Himalayas. Now for this discussion, we welcome former Ambassador Suresh Goyal. Thank you for joining us, Ambassador.
Good morning.
Good morning. Looking at this, how does this incident impact this broader diplomatic effort that's been ongoing between India and China, trying to rebuild trust?
A difficult question, really. I thought you would ask me about whether the position taken by China is...
You can go on with that if you want. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
No, let me answer your question first.
Okay.
It's an important issue. Look, we all know, the government of India knows that there is a difference in positions of India and China on certain boundaries or certain portions of boundaries. And Arunachal Pradesh is one of them, where China has laid claim on the state, all of the states really, from 1962 onwards, in fact even before. So there is a dispute over the boundary, and because of this dispute, what China has been doing is that the passports issued with a domicile as Arunachal Pradesh, Indian passports issued, they don't accept them. That is true. But then what happens is that we have taken this up and we have found a modus operandi to allow people from Arunachal Pradesh to travel to China for various kinds of work. Now, what happens in this case is that he was traveling from Japan or one country to the other, really, I forget the other one, and he was just transiting through Shanghai. Normally, these kind of immigration checks, custom checks do not take place when you are in transit. They are allowed to transit, and some countries say that up to 24 hours there is no problem. Beyond 24 hours, you need to clear the immigration to be able to enter China. In this case, China itself has basically gone against its own rules, where for 24 hours, a person can pass through the airport without any difficulty, without any issues with the passport, etc., etc. So for various reasons, China has, on its own, defied or actually negated its own rule. Now, the issue really is that China, because of the difference between India and China on the boundary, has taken this position. What does India do? I think diplomatically, we need to be prepared to see that China is not going to relent on these issues, even if there is an express keenness to develop relations in economic areas, trade, etc., cultural areas. The willingness to let it go on, percolate to the issues where they have their own views may be difficult. So we need to do two things, really speaking. One, that we should not think that just if the relations between India and China improve in the areas of trade, economics, etc., but there is an equal willingness on both sides to do so, it is not going to change the views or the perceptions of China on critical issues like boundary. we have to be prepared to that even after improvement of relations, differences on the boundary can cause problems in future. That is number one. And number two, while developing relations in silos, the only way we can actually let Chinese know how it actually is a problem is basically a reciprocal action. Reciprocity in diplomatic areas, in political areas is well known. And I think they will know that yes, there are issues on our sides also, and that we can actually use those issues also, which can create problem for their citizens, so that they know how bad it is.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for highlighting that and giving 3 points on how India can react to this. Thank you very much. With that, I would like to thank Ambassador Suresh Goyal for sharing that insight from New Delhi.